Right, so you've got $1 million to spend and you're debating between DC and Maryland. Chances are you're thinking about more than just the house itself. You're asking questions like, what kind of neighborhood am I buying into? What's the vibe like? Are the schools good enough for my kids? How much space am I getting for my money? How much am I going to be paying in property taxes? Is it walkable or do I have to drive everywhere? What's the deal with parks and green spaces? Well, today we're going to be diving into all that, comparing what $1 million can buy you in DC compared to Maryland, not only in terms of real estate, but the lifestyle that comes with that. And we're getting after it right now. So if you stumbled across this video, chances are you are interested in DC area real estate, whether that be buying, selling, or you're just curious about the DC real estate market at large. If that's the case, you're at the right place. Feel free to subscribe below. My name is Bashir and I get calls, texts, emails from folks just like you looking to buy or sell real estate in the DC area. If you have plans on doing that in the next 30, 60, 90 days or more, you could always feel free to reach out to me, shoot me a call, text, or email. All my contact details are below in the description, pinned in the comments. As always, look forward to helping you find the right home in the right neighborhood. So we're kicking things off in Northwest DC in the neighborhood of Columbia Heights. Arguably one of DC's most vibrant neighborhoods. We're on 14th Street Northwest. We're actually at the tail end of 14th Street where it actually starts to bleed into Petworth, but we're in Columbia Heights nonetheless. Very walkable neighborhood. We're about less than a mile from the metro, tons of restaurants and all your amenities are around here. You've got a mix of modern row houses, the traditional row houses, a mix of condos here and there as well. And we're also in very close proximity to Rock Creek Park for those of you who like the outdoors. So a lot of fun things to do around here. And we're going to be checking out this home behind me. Before we do that, let's tour the neighborhood and see what it's actually like to live in Columbia Heights. Then we'll come back and take a look at the home. So let's talk about Columbia Heights, one of the most vibrant and diverse neighborhoods in Washington, D.C. Let's start with where exactly it's located. Columbia Heights is nestled in the heart of Northwest DC. This neighborhood is bordered by 16th Street to the west, Sherman Avenue to the east, Harvard Street to the south, and Spring Road to the north. It's a stone's throw from neighborhoods like Mount Pleasant, Adams Morgan, and Petworth, making it a central, easily accessible spot in the city. Columbia Heights is known for its character, a mix of historic charm, cultural diversity, and urban energy. At the center of it all is the bustling 14th Street corridor, the heartbeat of the neighborhood. This lively strip runs from Florida Avenue all the way up to Spring Road and is packed with retail, dining, and entertainment options that make Columbia Heights such a popular place to live and visit. One of the major anchors of the 14th Street corridor is the DC USA Mall, a retail hub that's been here since 2008. It's home to big-name retailers like Target, Old Navy, and Bed Bath & Beyond, making it incredibly convenient for residents to find everything they need in one place. You could also grab a quick bite to eat while you're there. The DC USA Mall serves as a central retail hub in Columbia Heights, drawing both residents and visitors with its wide range of stores and convenient location. Of course, shopping doesn't stop at the mall. The 14th Street corridor is lined with an array of restaurants and cafes of different styles, from coffee shops to international cuisine. There's no shortage of great food here. The neighborhood also has a Lidl food market, which is perfect for grocery shopping without having to go too far. Columbia Heights is a neighborhood with deep roots, and its rich Latino heritage is evident in its culture, cuisine, and community events. One of the standout cultural landmarks is the Gala Hispanic Theater. Located in the historic Tivoli Theater building, Gala showcases incredible performances from Spanish language plays to music and dance productions, highlighting the vibrant and diverse stories of Latin America and Spain. It's a must-visit for anyone looking to experience world-class theater with a unique cultural twist. This neighborhood isn't just about convenience and culture, it's also incredibly walkable and bikeable. So whether you're running errands, meeting friends, or just exploring, it's easy to get around without a car. And for longer trips, the Columbia Heights Metro Station on the green and yellow lines make commuting very easy. When it comes to staying active, Columbia Heights has plenty to offer. On Irving Street, you find F45 training where you can break a sweat with a high-intensity strength workout. And for outdoor enthusiasts, Rock Creek Park is just around the corner. Rock Creek Park is one of DC's most treasured natural spaces and a defining feature of the city's landscape, spanning over 1,700 acres. It's one of the largest urban parks in the United States and a true escape from the city's fast pace. For residents of Columbia Heights, Rock Creek Park is incredibly accessible. The southern edge of the park is less than a mile from the neighborhood, making it an easy destination for those who want to walk, bike, or drive to enjoy its many amenities. The proximity allows Columbia Heights residents to enjoy the park's vast trails, open spaces, and recreational facilities without venturing too far from home. Lastly, let's talk about the homes in Columbia Heights. The neighborhood features a mix of historic row houses, contemporary condos, and charming apartments. Whether you're looking for a modern home with all the amenities or a classic DC row house with character, Columbia Heights has something to fit your lifestyle. The first home we're looking at is a 5-bedroom, 4.5-bath home, a little bit over 2,700 square feet. It's been fully renovated. It has private parking in the back. Also has a fully finished basement that has a separate entrance. It could be used as a separate rental unit, priced at $1.2 million. So let's go inside and check it out. Okay, so your traditional DC row home. So our front yard. And the steps down there lead to the basement. We have our front porch right here. The ceiling fan. This framing around the door is actually real wood. It's really heavy. And assuming it's also because of this glass. I think this might be the original glass that was in the door. They probably just changed the framing around because it doesn't look brand new. Anyway, you've got a mail slot right there. Okay. We walk in, we've got engineered hardwood floors throughout the home. And this is our living room. Entertainment area. And I see they did something a little bit different. They went with these floating shelves. I only see these in either kitchens or bathrooms. I haven't really seen them in your entertainment area. And we've got this fireplace at the bottom. Looks like the electric. I wonder how sturdy these are. You might not want to load these up with a lot of items because, this is a joint to the wall with some sort of adhesive. I don't think they're nailed in. All right, we've got recessed lighting throughout the home. Let's check out our kitchen. We've got the open concept. And I would bet this wall, this pillar that we see here now, I would bet this went all the way down there before this home was renovated. Because back in the day, this open concept wasn't a thing. I like these pendant lights above our quartz countertop island. Got our wine cooler, our dishwasher over there. We've got this gas stove that's built into the countertop. Got the pot filler. Tons of cabinetry. Got the double oven. Now, this is not the biggest kitchen I've seen. Because a lot of kitchens in these row houses, they actually like extend like all the way down. I don't know if it was possible or maybe it was just going to cost the owners of the home too much money to extend this area to right about where you have this pillar, right? To give you a bigger space for the kitchen. But I see the air conditioning units are right there. So I don't know if it was possible or it was just, hey, what's the return on investment going to be for that? And was it worth spending the money? I don't know, just my opinion. So let's see what we have here. We've got pantry, good amount of space there. And we have a powder room. And over here we have, this is our basement. Okay, I think we've seen everything on this level. So let's check out the basement. Okay, so they've got this original brickwork. Oh, it's painted. I wonder why that wasn't left exposed because a lot of people, like the exposed brick. But anyway, this is our basement unit. We have sort of a kitchen thing going on without the stove. Pretty decent ceiling height with the exception of this right here. I'm assuming there's some kind of, is it ductwork, but the HVAC system is not connected to this basement because you have the mini splits over there for air conditioning and cooling. So air conditioning and heating, sorry. We got the LVP floors. Now these look like the floors on the main level, but they're not. I mean, one way to tell, at this point, I can tell if it's LVP or hardwood, but the easiest way is, when you step on it, they sound pretty hollow. All right. We've got a refrigerator, dishwasher, everything that you would need if you were to rent this space out. It has its own private entry right here, which leads back out to the street. And what is this door right here? Seems like some sort of storage. I can't get in there. Let's see if I can move this couch. Wow, it's a ton of storage space. This is where you can basically throw everything that you don't want in your immediate vicinity and forget about it for 5 years and just shut the door. Because, when you live in a home for 10, 20, 30 years, you could rack up a lot of stuff. But hey, today's home buyer, what's the average length of ownership these days? 7, 10 years? Anyway, bathroom right here. And this is our bedroom to the left. We've got these mini splits. Closet space. Right here, we've just got our water heater. And then over here, this is the washer dryer area and the sump pump. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so We'll sit upstairs. We'll head to the third level. And this looks like the original banisters. They just painted this black. So, they kept some of the original details in the home. I think this might be actual real hardwood. See, it's not as wide as the ones down there. That's how you can tell the difference between the engineered and the original wood. All right, on this level, we've got 3 bedrooms, 2 right there. We've got a full bath, and this one. So I think this is the master. So there are no lights on. You get all the sunlight. Got our closet right here. Check out the bathroom. Okay, so you've got a shower and we've got a tub. We got the dual vanity. We've got these bay windows with frosted glass. I'm a huge fan of frosted glass. So you don't need any window treatments, right? Because no one's looking in. Gives you all the privacy you need. Huge fan of the frosted glass. We've got our tub right here. I like this tile work. I don't know, this style of tile. So yeah, if you look closely, this is the original window trim. And then to the right, we've got our shower. And they went with the green, to just give the different, I guess, some kind of a pop. And then we got our toilet right there. Huge mirror. So right off 14th Street. And this, like I mentioned earlier, this is the tail end of 14th Street. So it's not as busy as if you went towards the metro. So not hearing a lot of street noise in this home. Washer dryer, and it's our second bedroom on this level at least. This is a pretty good size. I mean, for a DC bedroom, this is great. Because what I notice in a lot of these older row homes is you have the master bed. Now, I'm not talking about this house. I'm just making a general statement. You have the master bedroom, which is usually the biggest. And then it's like you have 2 additional offices, But this is, yeah, it's a nice size. And then this is the third. Not as big as the other one, but I mean, you can still fit a queen size bed in here. Check out the closet space. So our bathroom. Tub right here. We've got some shelves over here for additional storage. And we're not done just yet. We have one more level. So this takes us to the 4th and final level. Home has a lot of space. And here we go. It's an additional bedroom with a full bath. All right. Again, same pattern as the first, not the first, the master bedroom. They've got the green above the vanity, and then they also have the skylight right here. So this is the roof, actually. All right. So they've got this interesting combination here. I don't know if, well, I mean, it is a bedroom because we have two closets, right? So it has more closet space than the master bedroom. But I guess the only thing the master bedroom has is a bigger bathroom. It has, square footage wise, and also has more options as far as the tub and shower goes. We also have this additional closet, and we have this kind of this bar thing going on right here. So, I mean, I've never seen this before. It's almost like a bedroom slash mini bar hybrid. We got the wine cooler, and this is just okay. It's just the ducks right there. So it's almost like they were trying to make this. Couldn't decide between a bedroom or if this was going to be like an additional entertainment space. And the reason why I'm leaning more towards a bedroom is because of these closets, right? If they didn't have the closets and they just had the bed right there and they had the bathroom and that bar situation going on, I would have been like, yep, this is definitely not, the motive here was definitely not a bedroom. But hey, it's an additional space. Can never go wrong with that. And yeah, I mean, there's a door down there right as we walk up to the steps. So it could well be a bedroom. I mean, it is a bedroom. Well, I mean, we've got these egress windows right here in case of an emergency. I mean, there's nowhere to go. So I don't know if an appraiser would count this as an actual bedroom, but I mean, listen, once this becomes your house, if you want to call it a bedroom, you can until it's time to get rid of it. All right, let's see what's going on with the parking situation in the back. Okay. So we got the garage door. He driving through the alley and come around. What I've seen a lot of people do is if they have a space this big and they don't need every inch of it for parking, they'll just put like some, what's the fake grass called right here. And, if you had like kids or pets or anything, you just want to have a little section that's, I guess, softer than this concrete. But yeah, it's a decent space. You can fit, I think, 4 cars right here with no problem at all. And that's just the basement. So this is pretty much what $1.2 million offers you in DC in the neighborhood of Columbia Heights in Northwest. Now let's head over to Maryland and see what it has to offer. Okay, so we've arrived in Maryland, and the neighborhood we're going to be comparing to DC and Maryland is the Woodmoor neighborhood of Silver Spring. It's north of Washington, DC. It took me about 20 minutes to get here, so it's right outside of DC. So let's see what this neighborhood has to offer in comparison to Columbia Heights, and then we'll check out this home. Welcome to the Woodmoor neighborhood in Silver Spring, Maryland. Not to be confused with the Woodmoor community in Prince George's County. Woodmoor Silver Spring is located just off Colesville Road, and with easy access to the 495 highway, Woodmoor is perfectly positioned for those who want a suburban feel with convenient proximity to Washington, D.C. Whether you're commuting to the city or exploring nearby areas, you're just minutes away from major roadways and all the action. Now, let's talk about the vibe of Woodmoor. The neighborhood is known for its charming, close-knit community and its quiet streets lined with mature trees. The homes here have a diverse mix of architectural styles, including Cape Cods, Colonials, and Ramblers, many of which date back to the mid-20th century. Each home exudes character. You'll often find well-maintained lawns and inviting front porches that reflect the pride of homeownership in this area. For outdoor activity, Pinecrest Park is a standout feature of Woodmoor. This park offers something for everyone. Tennis courts for those looking to practice or swing, expansive open fields that are perfect for picnics and games, and playgrounds where kids can run around and burn off some energy. It's a great spot for outdoor activities and recreation within the community. And let's not forget about the Woodmoor Shopping Center, which is the heart of this neighborhood. Here you find a mix of local shops and essential services that cater to the needs of residents. Grocery shopping is very convenient with a Safeway located nearby, and for those who prefer Trader Joe's, there's one just a short drive away on Columbia Pike. While Woodmoor is not the most walkable neighborhood, it's far from isolated. In fact, you're only a 12-minute drive from downtown Silver Spring, which offers a vibrant array of dining, shopping, and entertainment options. From trendy restaurants to coffee shops, a movie theater, and even cultural attractions like the Fillmore and AFI Silver Theater, downtown Silver Spring has something for everyone. Now, a quick note for commuters. Woodmoor does not have a metro station within the neighborhood itself. However, the nearest stations are the Forest Glen Metro and the Silver Spring Metro. The Silver Spring Metro is located in downtown Silver Spring. Both metros are located 12 minutes away from the neighborhood and provide easy access to the DC Metro system, making it relatively straightforward to navigate the region. To wrap things up, Woodmoor is a neighborhood that offers a serene suburban lifestyle with convenient access to urban amenities. From its charming homes to its parks and local shopping options, it's a great place to call home if you're looking for a balance of serenity and accessibility. So now let's check out the home. This is your typical Maryland suburb, right? So as you can see, all the homes are on their own individual lots. And what I noticed about this neighborhood is there are no sidewalks on the street, right? So you kind of have to walk, kind of in the street. So a little bit of a different vibe than DC. As far as this house goes, boy, do we have an interesting one. This is a 5-bedroom, 4.5-bath home, just under 3,900 square feet. It's 3 levels. The home has been completely rebuilt and modernized. This is an interesting one. It's priced at $1,350,000. So let's go in and take a look. All right. So we have 2 entrances to this house. We have one right there and we have that one. I think this is the side door and that's our front door. So let's walk around here and go inside. So as we can see from the outside, it has like windows everywhere. Right there, right there. This is our garage. And this takes us to the front door. So this is our mailbox. This is pretty cool. How do you actually retrieve the mail from this thing? Okay, I guess you open this with the keys. All right, cool stuff. So interesting. I like the black, something different. Black and gray. You've got your exterior lights right there, garage below. Jeez, this is one heavy door. Okay, where shall we start? Let's start to the left here. So we got this nook over here for, I guess, coats and bags and shoes. Then we've got this room. It's an office. Could also be a bedroom. And this is our living room and kitchen. And we've got these high ceilings. I'm not sure what the height is, but super high. We've got the skylights above. We have this huge window overlooking the neighborhood. Now, would you leave this open or would you have some sort of window treatment over this space? What would you do? We've got a gas fireplace right there. And we have this built-in nook into the wall where you can place art. You know, there's windows all over. I mean, and then we have the recessed lighting. That's our upper level. Now take a look at this kitchen. So they went with one color. They went with the matte black for the countertops, the cabinets. We've got Wolf appliances. We got the double oven. We've got a dishwasher, and we've got our built-in gas stove. Now they've got this recessed hood range that's built into the ceiling. So it's not, coming down, and I think that's, really efficient to have it just in the ceiling right there. And you have this little nook right here, which is quite unique. Usually the kitchen not the kitchen, the stove would be over here, but this is just storage. So I'm assuming you can store appliances right here. Not appliances. What do you call it? Like your pots and pans, utensils, whatever it's called. I'm blanking out right now. And all this up here is actually storage space, right? Or is it? Let's see. Okay, no, this is actually this is duct work. So I don't think. Yep, this is all duct work right here, and soft close. Does this open? This is our, I guess, cabinet space. So these don't have any handles. You just have to like kind of press these, and they open up. Yep, there we go. More storage. We've got additional storage at the bottom over here. All right, you just tap those and they come out. Same concept throughout right there. And it's just under the sink. And this is our trash can. So nice, tucked away. It's not just out in the open space. We've got some more pantry space right here. We've got our refrigerator. Got the ice maker in the freezer. Okay, so lots of features with this kitchen. We have an additional entry right here. I guess this is the front door, and I think that would be the front door, and this would be the side door because the garage is on that side. So, okay. So, we've got additional storage space right here as well, right? Additional cabinet space. So there's a ton of space in this kitchen. I really love the concept. So let's head over to our dining area. So it's our dining, and then we have a bathroom. Full bathroom on this level. Got this closet. You've got these lights right here as well. Now over here it's almost like we have two living rooms, right? We have this over here and we have this. And these tiles are actually heated, right? So you can control that with these. So again, same theme going on. We have nice, huge windows, brings in a ton of light. You can see the entire neighborhood. Recessed lighting throughout. They went with a warmer color in here. They have this sort of a light beige on the wall. And then we have these doors that lead to the exterior of the property. So we can actually access the yard through these doors or this door. So this is our yard space. All right, let's head down to the basement. Now, this is a pretty interesting design on the floor. I'm not sure this is concrete for sure. I don't know. It feels a little bit softer than concrete. I'm not sure what this is. If anyone knows, feel free to drop that in the comments. So this is our basement area. We have, I guess, this blue theme going on. The blue cloud looking design on the floors. And then we've got this blue paint over here. And then this is our garage. Also got a full bathroom. Not a full bathroom. That's a half bath. And this is just our HVAC system. And they continue with the blue theme with the face basin. I've never seen this before. This is, huh. Interesting. And over here is just probably components. Yep, the water heater. And we have these lights on the staircase, which I actually love. All right, let's head upstairs and see what else we've got. We got the lights as well going up. We've got the floating stairs. So this is our top level. And on this level, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms on this level. Let's start in the corner and we'll work our way back. Again, huge windows, extremely high ceilings. Wow, I've never seen ceilings this high in a bedroom that's not even The master bedroom. Look at that. And then check out the view through the window. When it snows later on today, I'm pretty sure this whole thing is going to be quite a view to look at. Check out these sliding doors for the closets. Really creative stuff. All right. Let's head over to the next bedroom. Sorry, the bathroom first. So we've got a full bath. Again, we've got heating tile floors. We've got the dual vanity. Shower. This is bedroom number 2. A little bit of a smaller room. So same themes with the closets, high ceilings, huge windows. And over here is our laundry area. LG appliances. We've got shelving over here. And then check this out. We have this built-in iron board. I've never seen this before. When you're done, you just fold it up and tuck it back in a corner. Okay, cool stuff. So you can see what's going on in the home at all times, right? So you can see what's going on down there. You can see what's going on outside. Let's continue. Third bedroom. Then we have an additional full bath. This one comes with a tub. So this is just the hallway bathroom for this main level. Okay. And then we've got our master bedroom. Wow, look at the ceilings. The ceilings are so high that the fan could actually come down to this level, and it's still pretty high up. You would have to be at least 7'5" for your head to touch that ceiling fan or come pretty close to it. So we've got windows all over. Now, how do you feel from a privacy perspective? I mean, what do you think about these windows? Because, I mean, this home is from the exterior, it's a showstopper. And, I've seen quite a few people walk by and pause and just, take a look at the home because, I mean, it's unlike any other home on the block, right? So when you walk past, a lot of people, are curious and they're going to be looking in the home, right? So if you got all these windows open, I mean, I'm pretty sure when whoever buys this home, they're going to put up some kind of window treatments. But people like to, I guess, use these windows to their full potential by just having them open, right? So I don't know. What do you think about privacy concerns? And then check out the closet space. So there's no walk-in closet in this bedroom or anything like that. But I mean, I think this should be sufficient, no? Let's close this, see how much space we've got on this side. Now let's head into our bathroom. This actually has a mirror built in to the door. Okay. Let's head in. Again, they've got the heated tile floors. You've got a tub and a shower. Skylights for additional lighting. I like the two-tone colors on the wall, the navy blue and the white. Same theme over here, navy blue and white. You've also got the blue patterns in the on the vanity, right? Got this over here for your towels, and this is actually what controls the temperature for the floors. Okay. So yeah, I think we've seen everything on this level. We've seen the bedrooms, we've seen the laundry, and yep, that's it. Let's take a look at this kitchen one more time. Okay, so now that we've seen what $1 million in DC offers and the $1 million range in Silver Spring offers, let's do some comparisons of both these homes and also the neighborhoods. So now that we've seen what the $1 million range can get you in DC and Maryland, let's compare a few things. So the first thing I want to start off with is size. So the size of the DC home was just above 2,700 square feet, and the size of the home in Maryland was around 3,800 square feet. So Maryland takes the win for size, and this is a common theme in as low as the 300 range, the 500, the 700, the 900 range. More often than not, Maryland is going to offer you more space for the money. That's just how it is. The second thing is walkability and transit. Now, the DC home was located 0.9 miles from the Columbia Heights Metro. So depending on how fast you walk, that's going to be around a 15 to 20 minute walk. The neighborhood of Columbia Heights also had a walk score of 87 out of 100, at least the section of Columbia Heights where the first home was located. The home in Silver Spring in the Woodmoor neighborhood had a 54 out of 100 walk score. So it's not the worst, but also it's not the best. The closest metro from that home in Woodmoor was both the Forest Glen Metro and the Silver Spring Metro Station, which were both around 2.8 miles away from the home. So we can conclude that if you lived in that neighborhood, you're most likely going to have to drive around to run most errands. The metro might be 2.8 miles, but if you convert that to walking, I mean, that's like 40 to 50 minutes. So I think it's fair to say when it comes to walkability and transit, DC outperforms in this category. Now, the third thing, property taxes. So for the DC house in Columbia Heights, the annual property taxes were $6,225 per year. And that translates to roughly around $508 per month on your mortgage. The home in Silver Spring had an annual tax bill of just over $13,000, which equates to about $1,100 on your mortgage. Now, I know the home in Silver Spring was $100,000 more expensive than the DC house, but then again, when you start climbing into the $1 million range, $100,000 isn't really that much money. You're not going to see a huge difference between a $1.8 million house and a $1.9 million house as far as the taxes go, if these two houses are in the same jurisdiction. So DC also wins in this category. Now, DC has the lowest property taxes in the entire DMV region. As we can see, the property taxes on the Silver Spring home is more than double what you would be paying in DC. But don't be fooled though. Even though DC has the lowest property taxes, they still make up for that money in other ways. You know, parking tickets, speeding cameras, and parking enforcement in general, right? If you know what I'm talking about, you know. Now, the fourth thing we're going to be comparing is the appreciation of houses in both these neighborhoods. So let's start off with DC. I'm just going to look at the rates of appreciation over the past 5 years. I'm just going to read off some stats here that I compiled. In the neighborhood of Columbia Heights in DC, in the year 2020, average homes around here were valued at $829,000. 2021, they were valued at $887,000. So that was a 7% increase from the year 2020 to the year 2021. And 2021 was an anomaly year because that was when interest rates were at the lowest they've ever been. A lot of people had mortgages with 3% interest rates. Some even had at like 2.75. So that was an anomaly year. That's not the norm. Moving on. In 2022, values were average 900,000, 2023, 890,000. So we saw a dip in 2023 because, again, this is when interest rates started to climb up. And for the entire year of 2023, this was the highest that we've seen interest rates in the past decade. Right? And then in 2024, we saw another dip, 861,000 as of today in 2025. So on average, we can conclude that homes appreciated at a 3.86% clip over the past 5 years. Now let's look at the neighborhood in Silver Spring, Maryland. In 2020, average values were 665,000. 2021, 725,000. So we can see a huge jump from 665 to 725. That's a 9% rate of appreciation in only 1 year. Again, this is 2021, an anomaly year. We can call it like kind of artificial appreciation. You probably can't expect that to happen year over year. 2022, 775. 2023, 798,000, and 2024, $799,000. So as we can see in Silver Spring, we didn't see any dips like we did in DC. Now, even though homes dipped in DC, over time, the average value in 2024 was still greater than in 2020. It's like with any investment, you're gonna have ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys, but the main thing is as long as the asset keeps going up over time, you should be okay. So for Silver Spring, we saw a 4.72 rate of appreciation over 5 years. So for the appreciation category, we can give the win to Silver Spring in Maryland because they saw greater appreciation over the past 5 years than DC has. Now, the fifth category, let's talk about the schools. Now, let me just give a quick disclaimer about this. A lot of these stats that I'm getting are from niche.com. These aren't my opinion. I'm just giving you the data that I've researched. I always advise doing your own additional research when it comes to schools because this is a very important aspect of a lot of people's decision as to where they're going to live. But I've just compiled these stats to make it easy for you and, kind of make this a one-stop shop. Let me say this about niche.com. It's a good place to start, but I found that they're not always 100% accurate with the stats that they put out about neighborhoods, about schools, etc. So I would say take these stats take it with a grain of salt, but I'm going to be a little bit more generous than that because I do think niche.com could be great in some cases. So I would say take it with 3 grains of salt, right? So let's start off with Columbia Heights in DC. If you were to live in this particular home, you would be, or your children would be assigned to Powell Elementary School. Now, if you lived on a different block in Columbia Heights, your kids could be assigned to go to a different school, right? But DC does have school choice. So for Powell Elementary School, they have a B+ grade for teachers, B+ grade for academics. They have a student-teacher ratio of 10-1, which is actually impressive because the national average for teacher-to-student ratio is like 16-1. And the reason why a lot of parents like a lower teacher-to-student ratio is so the kids can get more attention than they would have otherwise gotten if they had a high teacher-to-student ratio. So that's not bad. So they receive an overall B grade from niche.com. The middle school here is McFarland Middle. They have a B+ grade for teachers, C+ grade for academics, and they also have a 10-1 teacher-student ratio. They receive an overall B- grade from niche.com. And then the high school is Roosevelt High. For academics, they receive a C grade. For teachers, they get a B- grade. College prep, C+. Clubs and activities, A-. Resources and facilities, B+. Food, B-. Administration, C. Student to teacher ratio, 11-1. Average SAT score, 970. Average GPA, 3.21. And they receive an overall C+ grade from niche.com. Now let's hop into Silver Spring in Maryland. So for the elementary schools in the Woodmoor neighborhood in Silver Spring is Montgomery Knowles Elementary. They receive an A- for teachers, 11-1 student teacher ratio, and they receive an A for the overall grade from niche.com. Middle school is Eastern Middle School, B+ for academics, B+ for teachers, and they have a 13-1 teacher student ratio, and they receive an A- grade from niche.com. And finally, the high school is Montgomery Blair High. They have a student-teacher ratio of 17:1. Average SAT score is 1300. Average GPA is 3.54. And they have a 91% graduation rate. They receive an A grade for academics, teachers, and clubs and activities. A+ grade for college prep. B+ for sports. B grade for administration and resources and facilities. And a C grade for food. Those kids don't like the food. And overall, they receive an A+ grade from niche.com. Now, you can come to your conclusion on which school systems you think are better. And, don't just use these stats. I would advise, visiting these schools. If you might have friends who have children in these schools, getting their opinion as well, right? Because the school thing is a little bit more subjective. It's not as cut and dry as Silver Spring having higher rates of appreciation compared to DC. This is, a little bit more subjective, and people might have their own individual preferences for the kind of schools that they want their children to attend. And the last thing on this list is the neighborhood vibe. So I'll put it this way, or let me give you an example rather. I've had clients who would rather raise a family in DC because they want their children exposed to, the city culture and the city life. They want more walkability. They want easier access to transit. The city often has, and when I'm referring to the city, I'm talking about DC in particular, they often have more activities. They have a ton of activities for kids in DC. And, a lot of DC neighborhoods tend to be a lot more vibrant than neighborhoods in Maryland. So that's the kind of vibe you should expect when you're living in Columbia Heights. Now, DC neighborhoods do have their challenges. I know one challenge of this particular neighborhood is, it gets a little busy. It's not super busy like a downtown area, but it's busier than the suburb in Silver Spring. So that's the overall vibe you should expect if you were to live in Columbia Heights. Now let's hop over to Woodmoor and Silver Spring. It's your typical Maryland suburban neighborhood. Quiet streets, you have single family homes on their own lots compared to DC where you see a ton of row homes, or compared to Columbia Heights, let me be more specific, where you see a lot of row homes and the homes are in closer proximity to each other. So if you are opting for a quieter lifestyle, that neighborhood in Woodmoor and Silver Spring would be the ideal neighborhood. Slower pace of living. And at the same time, even though it's a slower pace of living, you're not all the way out in the boondocks. You still have your basic amenities in close proximity. Although you can't walk to it, you might have to drive. But we're talking, 2, 3, 4, 5-minute drives here. So depending on your goals, both real estate wise and lifestyle wise, who do you think takes the win here for you personally? Columbia Heights in DC or Woodmoor in Silver Spring, Maryland? Let me know down below in the comments. Curious to see what your thoughts are. And I'm gonna head out of here because tomorrow is actually DC's first snow day of 2025. And we're projected to have like 9 to 11 inches of snow. We'll see how accurate that is. But I'm gonna head home before I get caught in the snow. So until next time, catch you in the next neighborhood.